Smash. Yeah, we level up. I'm gonna climb up the levels, go harder. Lights flash every time we go.
What's good, my subscribers, and welcome to anybody that's come over from LEX. As you may know, I had the pleasure of going over and collaborating with him and Lainey last week and had an amazing time, and we decided to do a Q&A on LEX's Instagram. So both our Instagram links will be down below, and what we've got in store for you. Part 1 was just uploaded onto LEX's channel, so check that out. And welcome to part 2. Hope you enjoy. And a little treat for my subscribers, you get 4 videos in a row this week, so enjoy. And I've got uni in an hour, so bye-bye.
I got a big one.
Yeah.
And it's from Stephen Pastasiak.
We'll settle for that.
Steve. Steve says, when competitors start to cut for a show, or Lex for example, when coming up to body power, do you reduce your carbohydrates really low and have refeed days, then carb up a couple of days before game day?
See, this is where I have no experience for that, because I've never cut and I've never prepped, so this would all be Lex.
Right, let's get set in.
I will just say, Lex's condition at Body Power last year is the best that I've ever actually witnessed, so take it away.
Right. No, you don't cut carbs as low as you can physically go, because if you take carbs out, it's like taking the batteries out of anything. Your carbs are your fuel. Your fats support hormones and fat burning, but your carbs support your energy, they support your recovery, they support glycogen replenishment and how full your muscles look. So if you're cutting carbs down and you're cutting fats down, you're basically sucking the fuel out of your ability to maintain muscle whilst cutting. Your body's an efficient machine. If it's not got enough calories to support something, it's going to get rid of that, and it's going to, all it cares about is your organs as a main priority, and then after that it's just anything that it requires is essential to the body. It's going to keep. Excess muscle is not essential to your body, so it's going to start stripping it if you start putting you in too much of a deficit from the wrong macros. So the idea when you're dieting is not to starve, it's actually to eat as much as physically possible while still dropping weight. So no, we don't cut carbs really low for the duration, but depletion, yes, you can bring the carbs lower than you would for the rest of your diet, and then that's 3 days as a standard rule. 3 days deplete, 2 days load. So yes, you can do a 3-day depletion and then a 2-day load.
Carb cycling.
Yeah, well, it's not really a carb cycle, because carb cycles it's like 2 day on 1 day. They're more like this. So this is a deliberate deplete to load, and then if you did do it again, it could be called a carb cycle, but it's more deplete load. In my eyes, I don't like the word carb cycling. It's too.
Makes it kind of complicated than what it actually
Yeah.
is.
So you can do 3 low, 2 high, but obviously they've got to be the right numbers, so you know where your points are. So 1, you don't spill over, and 2, you deplete properly. And other than that, I think it's pretty much you have to have it tailored to you. So many guys going to shows, and I've got competitors now as clients who are coming in, and every time I diet them down, they always say it's the best they've looked. Now I'm pretty sure they worked just as hard the last time they did it. They just didn't have the right target sets. So it's not that, and they've still done the work. All I've done is given them the direction. So it definitely makes a difference having everything done. So here's my advice. Save 2 months of supplements, don't buy them, and hire a coach if you don't know and you want to look your best. If you can't do it, because trust me, you can do the entire thing without supplements, but you can't do the entire thing without the knowledge. You just can't.
Yep. Here's one. Dimilulov. Can you two make livings from YouTube? If not, how do you make your livings? Well, my living is YouTube. I'm a student, and YouTube is enough that it's more than a part-time job. Beginning my first year of uni, I need a job, and it was pretty much, I was writing all these CVs, all these letters, begging people to wash their floors and dishes for £6 an hour, and that wasn't how I wanted to spend my time, and that really set up the idea in my head of self-employment and really paying myself through this life. And so I made it my own part-time job, and hopefully I'd love to take it to full-time.
The same thing, I said this when I do it with Christian, it's like-minded people, everyone who sits down, and all of us who, and we really do get on. I mean, it's not like Sean rings me up and gives me a business proposal as to
A business
hey,
card. Cool.
yeah, this is what we could do for a video.
Yeah.
No, I met the dude at Body Power. He was fun. We talked, spoke on Facebook in between each other, and I said, if you've got time, you can come and chill out ours if you want for whatever. And that's literally what we do. There was no like business plan laid out for any of this. So we are all of us that you see working together. We are all friends before we appear on a camera to you. Pretty much.
And as I mentioned loads of times about the family, the essence of family at the Gymshark, where everybody knew each other, everyone was banter like they had known each other from years, let alone they all live in different continents and things. And yeah, so like when Lex and Laney, that I haven't actually met prior, it was Body Power and then it was everything online. But the fact that they would invite me to their home, I was like, you don't know me. I could be a serial killer.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, he doesn't know us. We could be.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of trust there, but from people that you've. Hang on, I've gone off on a tangent. Might need to edit that bit.
No, that'd be right.
But
no, so we're basically can it be made your living? So what was the point of it was when you see us doing all these collabs and that, it's more the fact that you see people like us coming together because we're like-minded. So as he said, he couldn't work for £6 an hour washing dishes for somebody else. I'm exactly the same. I can't sit in a 9-to-5 job making money for somebody else. It's just not me. It was never going to be. So anybody that you see on here who's been successful, I can guarantee you have got a very similar mindset and they're very determined. And it's like any other business. If you want to make something successful and you want to make it your living, you have to work to make it pay for you to be able to have that as your living. So you can't just jump on YouTube and expect it to pay you. So
no. Like I said to Lex, like we both, the first year or two, you do for free. You do it because you love it and you do it as an investment into the future. I mean, I earn. You might, some of you guys may not know this, but there's the AdSense behind YouTube, and Google don't pay you until you earn 60 quid. I only earned the 60 quid after my whole year because there's a payment threshold. So my whole first year on YouTube, I didn't earn nothing, and then day before Creamfields, I earned the £60 threshold, and I was like, oh!
Everyone's the same.
And that's 10 hours at minimum wage.
So can you make YouTube a living? Yes. Is it likely that if you jump on YouTube and start doing it, it's going to? No. No, it really isn't. Because don't underestimate the people you see on here either. We all have other things going on. Not always that stuff that we want to make public. But trust me, we all, like I myself have 3 businesses that are...
And there's businesses that I've only found out about that are behind the scenes since I've arrived here.
So they all allow me, I work for myself, so I dictate when I do what I want. And that's why I'm able to do the YouTube, because I can able to put the time in my timetable to be able to do it and develop it.
And an ultimate life goal is turning your passion into income. There's nothing better than that, really.
Better.
No.
So that was all it was. Can YouTube be? It can be, but is it likely to be for everyday people? No, it's not. It takes a lot more time than you think as well. I got one. Okay, how to avoid further shoulder injury? What are both of your preferred shoulder movements? I know Sean loves his overhead press.
Yeah. Well, I've never had an injury in the coming up to 3 years.
That's Ollie Billner.
Yeah, 3 years, August. Okay, so I've been lifting for 3 years, and I've never had a single injury, apart from breaking my hand in Malia, but that wasn't from weightlifting, that's from drink lifting. And so how I haven't managed to pick up any injuries is going to the right people, the right sources for form online, being on YouTube. I was always watching form videos, get that down, and listen. Like Lex has been, like throughout the workouts that we've collabed, I hope you've picked up on it, but whenever he says to do something, I'll do it. If it's adjust this, I'll make extra care, like when you're saying tense your glutes on calf raises.
Yeah.
I was focusing more on hitting my, contracting my glutes than hitting calves, and do you know what? Completely different movement. Yeah. It's putting your ego aside to move extra weight, that'll put you into a dangerous place.
And that's what I mean, like, why waste your time figuring these things out on your own when you can listen to somebody who's been doing something that you want to do for a long time, and they can tell you, I made an error doing this, don't do this, do this instead. Because they're not trying to mess you up, they're only trying to help you. So take advantage of people like us on YouTube that are saying, hey, we've done this and we found out it's not quite right. If you tweak this now, you're going to benefit way faster than we did. Because a lot of the time, myself, I'm very self-critical, but in a positive way. So I'll never criticize myself negatively or put myself down, but I'm always looking for what can be improved. And I don't think a lot of people really have that, actually. I think I'm very good at being able to isolate what's wrong with something and why, and then either have to research it, why is it doing that, or to just readjust to feel
that's probably scientific
why it's doing it. Yeah, I suppose it is a bit of a scientific mind. So the question was how to avoid shoulder injury. Well, a big one is warm up your rotator cuffs before every workout, and that includes legs, because even when you're doing legs and holding a bar above here, you're putting stress on the shoulders. So it's important that you work the rotators, and that is a real simple movement a lot of people get wrong, and it is using a dumbbell, and it's you can do it on cables or dumbbell, but it's having it here and rotating up, and I mean rotating, not lifting. So a lot of people you'll see will do this, they dip the elbow and they do this, and they're trying to lift the weight. It's not, you've got to think you're just trying to rotate this joint, so it has to be robotic in essence, and it's just that until you get a slight burn, and that's enough. Same thing from the side, using a cable. You can either hold it rigidly and step out and hold, or you can stay where you are and boom, do that one. And they're the two best ones really to get going, that we can show you on a camera here. So they'll help you avoid injury, because prevention is way better than cure. And basically, if it hurts and it's starting to aggravate, pull back. Don't keep pushing through the pain, because pain is not always gain.
How do you balance your Sean Thompson, how do you balance your fitness goals and academics goals? And LEX Fitness, if you watched Men's Physique Olympia this year, what was your opinion on the top 5? we could do a whole video on the Olympia, really. Everyone's got 2 cents.
I can't remember who was top 5. I know it was Cook 5th.
Cook was 5th, Sadiq was 2nd.
I know Sadiq was 2nd, Cook was 5th.
Jeremy was 1st.
And, right. Well, I'm just going to say one word.
Yeah. Say it.
Gyno.
Yeah.
Why are you even in the top 10 if you have gyno? Now, whether it's gyno from growing up and it's a natural causation, or whether it's gyno from drug use, you know, or whatever's caused, you know, if they've used something that's created an estrogenic rebound at some point in their career, whatever. If you have it, regardless of how it's there, it's a visual sport, and in my opinion, you should immediately be out the top 10. Immediately, because it's a visual sport. It's like going to a competition where they're spraying cars, and you're looking for artistic flair in spraying cars, and someone's used a shit paint that's running a corner. They would not win that event. They would not win that show, and it's exactly the same. This is a visual sport. It can barely be called a sport because it's so visual.
Beauty pageant.
It's more pageantry than it is anything else. We like to call it a sport because the gym side of it, being in the gym, that's a sport.
Athletic.
That's a sport. That's an athletic sport in the gym. What you do there, but the actual presentation of it is not. So
the sport's not on stage.
No, in my eyes, didn't like it. Sadiq he looked amazing, as he always does. I mean, he comes in fantastically.
Yeah.
He's got really nice proportions. He's got that epically narrow waist.
V-taper.
And
conditioning.
His conditioning is always on point. It just gets a little bit better every year. So, I didn't like that decision, and I'm still a bit bemused as to what they're looking for in.
Well, they don't know because Mark Anthony was last year, and where the hell was he this year? Well, I said to jump over towers actually, because we were talking about the Olympia before it happened, and just to quickly finish the question off, it was like, if the first ever men's physique, they've set the benchmark. Then politics-wise, they've set the benchmark. They've said Mark Anthony is what they're looking for. So how can they change it the next year?
And they do the same with bikini as well.
Yeah.
Every year they change it. They got so heavily focused on glutes that eventually the bikini stage just looked like one huge big kind of butt orgy.
And that's both for the physiques as well, because Daniel and Bailey obviously didn't win the physique as well. So the physique, they're not sure what they're looking for, and the people that won last year,
to be
neither
honest,
of them won this year.
I think that was right. I think Dana got beat.
It was, but then
when you look at it, I don't think she was epically bigger than Dana.
Yeah.
When you put them side by side, she's still a tiny little lady, and she just had better capping. And physique at an Olympia level is different to physique at a national level.
Yeah, well, you said you compared it to there was a next stage up with the female
you could
bodybuilding.
see,
I didn't watch the female bodybuilding, and I took into Rob Bailey's comment where he said I thought this was physique, because the other girl was bigger, she was better conditioned, but she did look a bit bulkier. Dana Bailey is an attractive woman; she looked hotter.
Dana's teardrops and quads are so heavy and square above her knee that looks more bodybuilding than it does physique. So saying that is a bit silly, really, because Dana could very easily be bodybuilding, but she's very pretty, and obviously she's maintaining that. So when you look at the next level up from physique to bodybuilding, there is a stark difference between those ladies.
Brackets.
Actually, do you know the funny thing is when you get to a certain level with lifting, a lot of girls are intimidated by it and actually won't approach you. You'll see them wandering off with the fashionable skinny guys who have just got abs and literally nothing else. So lifting for girls is a bit of I think that's died and gone away.
Look like Arnold, girls want Justin Bieber.